Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are designing this website over here using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And in the previous video, we designed this features section over here, and this is how it looks right now. Now in this video, we will add different features over here using JavaScript. So if you go to the original design, here we can see that all the features are displayed over here in our website. Right now we just have the same details for all these cars. Now in this video we will use JavaScript to display different features in these cards over here. So let's get started. Right, here's my source code, and if you go to the HTML file, here we can see that we have the features section, and in that we have this feature card. And right now we have copied it 2 more times so that we have 3 feature cards over here. So we have these 3 feature cards over here. Now what we need to do is we need to generate these feature cards using JavaScript. So let's go to the main.js file and let's create an array of objects. So I'll just create an array called features list. Now in this array we can add different objects. So if you go to the HTML file, here we can see that first we need to have this image for the icon, and then we need to have the heading, and then we need to have this paragraph. So we need to store these details in our JavaScript file. So here let's tap icon, and let's add the link of the image over here. So I'll just copy this link from here and I'll just paste it over here. And the next thing we need to have is the title. So let's create a key called title, and here let's copy this title from here and I'll just paste it over here. And then we need to have the description. So let's create description, and let's copy the description from here, and I'll just paste it over here. Now in this way we need to create all the features that we need in our JavaScript array. So I'll just go ahead and quickly do that. Right, I have copied the details of all the features over here. So we have the first feature over here, then we have the second feature, we have the icon, the title and the description, and we have it for all these features that we need. Now let's go back to our HTML file, and I'll just delete these 2 features from here, and I just keep the first feature and I just comment it. So let's select this first feature card, and you can just comment it by pressing command and /, or if you're using Windows you can just press control and /. Now if you go back to our browser, we can see that the features are not being displayed. Now we need to display the features using JavaScript. So we need to generate this HTML using JavaScript. So let's go back to our JavaScript file, and let's create a function for that. And I'll just create a function called display features, and I'll just call it over here. So I'll just create the function over here. So I'll just type const display features, and let's create an arrow function. Now what we need to do is we need to loop through all these feature list. So let's use a for each loop for that. So I'll just have feature list dot for each, and for each of the features I'll just call it f, and let's create an arrow function. Now here the first thing we need to do is we need to create the HTML. So I'll just copy this HTML from here. I'll just copy from this line of code till here. So we have everything inside the feature card division. So I'll just copy this HTML from here, and let's go back to our JavaScript. And here let's create a constant called HTML, and I'll just add the HTML over here. So I'll just use backticks and paste the HTML over here. Now what we can do is we can replace all these details from the details that we get through this for each loop. So let's go ahead and delete this image over here, and to use a variable you can just type $symbol and curly braces, and here you can add any variable. Now we are getting all these features with this variable f, so we can just type f dot, and we can add these properties over here. So let's click on icon. Now what this is going to do is it is going to loop through all these features, and from each of these features we're going to get the icon, and we're going to add the icon over here inside the src. Let's do the same for the title. So let's delete this title, and let's tap $symbol curly braces, and let's tap f dot title, and the same should be done over here for the paragraph. So let's tap $symbol curly braces f dot description, Right now what we need to do is we need to create this division with the class of feature card. So for that, let's create a division. So let's have const feature card equals document.create element, and we need to create a div. So let's type div over here, and we need to add a class of feature card. So let's type feature card dot class list dot add, and here let's type feature card. Now in this feature card we need to add this HTML. So let's type feature card dot inner HTML equals HTML. So it will add all this HTML inside this feature card. Now what we need to do is we need to add this feature card to this content division inside the features section. So let's target this division right here. So for that we can just create a constant, and I'll just call it features content equals document.querySelector, and we have an ID of features, and in that we have the division with the class of content. Right now let's scroll down and let's type features content dot append child, and in that we need to add this feature card. So let's type feature card. Right now let's go back to our browser, and now we can see that all the features are displayed over here. So all this data is being fetched from the JavaScript file. So if I just go back to our JavaScript file, and if I just make some changes over here, so for example if I just change this to updated title, and now if you go back here, we can see that it says updated title. So that's how you can display these features in our website using JavaScript. Now let's also design this testimonial section over here. So let's go back to our HTML file, and let's scroll down and let's go outside this section, and let's create a new section, and let's give it an ID of testimonials. And just like all the other sections, let's create a division with the class of content. And in that we need to have this left section and this right section. So for the left, let's create a division with the class of left. And in this we need to have a heading. So I'll just copy this heading from here, and let's create an h2 and paste the heading over here. And then we need to have a paragraph. So let's create a p tag, and let's copy this paragraph from here, and I'll just paste it over here. Right now let's go ahead and create the right section. So let's create a division with the class of right. Now in this right division, let's create a division for this testimonial card. So I'll just type dot testimonial card, and in that we need to have this icon. So for that, let's create a division with the class of quote icon, and I'll just change this to a span, and in this I'll just create an img tag, and let's type images / and I have this image called quote icon.svg. And the next thing we need to have is the review. So let's copy this review from here, and let's go ahead and create a division with the class of review, and let's paste it over here, and I'll just change this into a paragraph. And then we need to have the information about the reviewer. So let's create a division for that. I'll just create a division with the class of reviewer info, and in that we need to have the image. So let's create a division with the class of image, and in that we'll have the img tag, and let's type images / and testimonial1.png, and then we need to have the other details on the right side. So let's create a division for that. Let's create a division with the class of details, and here let's create a division with the class of name, and let's type John Smith, and then we need to have the designation. So I'll just copy this, and I'll just create a division with the class of designation, and I'll just paste it over here. Right now let's go back to our website, and we can see that all the details are displayed over here. Now let's go to our CSS and let's start styling this. So let's create a comment. Let's type testimonial section. Right, the first thing we need to do is we need to position the two divisions, left and right divisions, side by side. So let's target the container division, which is content. So let's target content inside the testimonials. So let's type testimonials content, and let's set the display to flex so that the elements are one next to the other. And let's set the justify content to space between, and we will have a gap of 80 pixels between the elements. Now for the left division, we will have a specific width. So let's tap Testimonials, and in that we have this division with the class of left. So let's tap dot left, and let's set the width to 360 pixels. And right now the width is not being added, so for that we need to set the flex of this right division to 1. So let's tap Testimonials, right, and let's set the flex to 1 so that it will take up the available space. Now for the heading inside the testimonial, we need to have a different styling. So this styling is being added from all the other headings over here. So for the testimonials, we need to have a different styling. So here we have a different color, and it is also text aligned to the left. So let's target that. Let's tap Testimonials, left H2, and let's set the text align to left, and let's set the color of the text to black. Right now let's style this quote icon. So we will position this quote icon relative to this right division. So for the right division, let's set the position to relative, and now let's target the quote icon which has this class of quote icon. So let's tap Testimonials, quote icon, and let's set the position to absolute, and we will set the top position to -20 pixels and the left position to -50 pixels, and let's set the opacity to 0.3, and let's also increase the height of this icon. So inside this quote icon division we have this img tag, so let's target that. I'll just tap Testimonials, quote icon, img, and let's set the height to 60 pixels, and that looks alright. Now let's go ahead and style the reviewer info. So if you go back to the HTML file, we can see that we have this division with the class of reviewer info, and we need to display these two elements side by side. So let's set the display of this reviewer info to flex. So just type Testimonials, reviewer info, and let's set the display to flex and align items to the center and a gap of 16 pixels. Right now let's style the image. So let's type Testimonials, reviewer info, img, and let's set the height to 60 pixels. And now let's style this name. So let's tap Testimonials, reviewer info, name, and let's set the font weight to bold, and let's target this designation. So let's tap Testimonials, reviewer info, designation, and let's set the font size to 14 pixels. Right, that's basically it with the right division. Now if you go back to the original design, here we can see that we also have this background element. So let's add this. So I'll just create a span for that. Let's go to the HTML file, and let's go just below the last division and just before the section ends, and let's create a span over here, and let's give it a class of bg element, and let's go to our style.css file and let's style this. Now we need to position this relative to this testimonials section. So let's target the testimonials section. So here I'll just tap Testimonials, and let's set the position to relative. And now let's target the bg element. So let's tap .bg element, and let's set the position to absolute, and we'll just set the height to 760 pixels, and let's set the left position to -50 pixels and the right position to -50 pixels as well, and let's set the bottom position to 0, and now let's add a background color. So let's tap background, and let's set it to linear gradient and 90 degrees, and for the first color let's tap FDD7E8 and 0%, and for the second color let's tap FEE5FA 100%. And now we can see that we have the bg element, but it should be behind all the other elements. So let's set a z index. So just tap z index, and let's set it to -1, And now we can see that we have the correct BG element over here, and everything looks alright. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. In the next video, we will add different testimonials over here. So we will add a next and previous button. And when we click on the buttons, we will go to the next and the previous testimonials. And we will do that using JavaScript in the next video. So that's it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.